I'm no daddy's girl.
Hey guys, welcome to our Streets of Rage impression/review, played on Nintendo Switch and PC. Thank you, Xbox Game Pass. I'm Ameterasu, and I'm here to tell you that Streets of Rage is a ton of fun. Punishing fun, but fun nonetheless. Streets of Rage 4 is a beautiful game. The art style will be the first thing you notice when you boot this game up. It is gritty, and the characters are beautifully animated. It's like a moving comic book, or like an updated version of Street Fighter Alpha 3. There are 2 returning characters and 2 new additions, with an unlockable character as well. Each character has their own unique moves and playstyle, making them useful for tackling different types and numbers of enemies and bosses in different scenarios. The enemy character designs are a lot, and they go further by having the same model of character wearing different colors, so you can know what kinds of attacks to expect from them. This means that there are a ton of different enemies with various attacks. Most characters are fun to play with and support different playstyles, with various attack reaches, walk speeds, and attack areas. Fighting is really simple to understand. You have normal and special attack buttons, and also an item pickup button. That fits in later. The type of move changes when you add a directional button to either type of attack button or while you're jumping. Your special attacks takes a part of your health though, but you can earn it back by beating up enemies before they strike you. Once they strike you, however, your health is gone and you take more damage. Combos are really easy to string together, and throwing is a matter of walking forward into a character when an attack animation has just ended or while a character is still walking up and down the screen. Pressing your special attack and item pickup button unleashes an ultimate attack that basically can be used for high damage and crowd control. You can also pick up weapons and toss them at enemies such as knives, bats, samurai swords, pipes, broken bottles, motorcycle handlebars, broadswords, and yes, even shuriken and grenades. Each character has something special that others don't, such as being able to dash, throw 2 people at the same time, or grab enemies and walk with them. The story is simple, and it is really just a backdrop to explain why you're punching so many angry people in the face as you traverse the streets of rage, I guess. It's still a lot of fun though, and enjoyable enough. The game has lots of interesting boss fights where you fight bosses with unique patterns, and your strategies may revolve around retaining as much health as possible before reaching the last boss. To that end, there are a ton of power-ups, health items, and weapons and environmental hazards all over the place that you can use to your advantage. These include explosive barrels, electricity traps, fire traps, poisonous traps, the usual. It's important to get high scores by picking up cash or health items when your health is already full, as well as doing massive combos with a lot of damage. As your score climbs within a stage, you'll be able to earn an extra life. Very important as you get into the later stages of the game where difficulty is upped with mobs of enemies appearing on screen with no end in sight, often ending with a pseudo boss that has multiple health bars, or maybe even pseudo bosses. When you finally reach the final stage boss, they have unique attacks you won't see anywhere else in the game. For the most part, direct attacks won't work, and you'll need to study their movement patterns. Not to mention, they'll probably still have support from other regular enemy characters. The game is a ton of fun, and can be played with 4 players in local co-op or 2 players online. There's also a versus mode where you can fight against your friends alongside boss rush and arcade modes. That said, it has a number of frustrations. Oftentimes, when enemies toss about environmental hazards, it can be incredibly annoying if there are many enemies on screen, all tossing the same environmental hazards, or even multiple environmental hazards. Sometimes you may find you keep on taking damage even on the floor, and you can't get up until your entire life bar is spent. Also, it can be hard to line up your character with enemies on the screen. Oftentimes you think you've got it, then end up attacking nothing but air. You have very few attacks that are invincible, so while you may be attacking enemies, other enemies can easily knock you out of a combo. Also, there are pits, which you can throw enemies into for insta-kills. Great! but you can also be thrown into a pit, or you can just walk off and maybe one of your attack moves will take you off, and then you take like a ton of damage, and often in a very critical situation. All in all, however, the game is a ton of fun and has some surprising depth. There's a ton more I could say about the game, but hopefully this serves as a primer that lets you know what you can expect from Streets of Rage 4. This is Ameterasu. Happy gaming, guys.